I feel like I have a little bit of tension or like anxiousness around this video just because I wanted to film this a long time ago, but I don't know, I just kept on putting it off and putting it off, and today I was like, you know what? Let's just do this video. My most asked question is, how do you have so much confidence? And I think it's a multitude of things. I've changed my mindset in a lot of ways, and particularly to do with my self-love. My environment is a lot different than when I was younger. I have a little bit more freedom around, you know, who I surround myself with. When I think about when I was my most unhappy, it was when I was in high school. And so being in college and I'm almost graduating this next semester, I don't have those same people in my life that I did when I was younger, and those were the people that really brought me down and made me unhappy with myself. And so now that I'm older, I'm not with those people, and I can be who I want to be and not be judged. And like, media has changed for me. I live my life a lot more publicly online. I have a different support community of people online than I did when I was younger. I have people that are constantly complimenting me, which I don't really, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, but it's a different place. So I don't know if that makes any sense. That's probably why I've put off making this video, honestly. There's so many different parts to this question that I don't know how to answer it in a simplified way. I think at the same time, people experience confidence and self-love in different ways. I can only tell you my perception on confidence. I can't tell you what's gonna work for you, and I'm never gonna know everything that you have to do with your mental health, if it's different than mine, yada yada yada. Like, there's a lot of different components to it, and I think people want this simplified answer, like you just turn on a light switch and confidence is there, and I'm sorry, but it's just not that way, at least for me. It took a really long time to get to this place where I'm confident and I'm happy, and yes, I have my bad days where I don't like myself, where I don't like my body, and I am pissed off, and I have to learn how to cope with my bad habits. Okay, now that I've had a 5-minute rant to myself about everything, I posted earlier today saying that I was going to make this video, and if you guys had any questions, you could leave them in the comments. So I'm just gonna answer those just so it's a little bit more directed and so that I feel like I'm answering what you guys want to know. So the top comment is, how can I get over the fear of being judged for some parts of my body that I'm still self-conscious about when it comes to romantic/intimate relationships? When you're being intimate with another person, they aren't focused on your flaws. They aren't focused on whether or not you have a larger belly, or they aren't focused on whether or not you have stretch marks. That's not what they're concerned about in the slightest. And if you think about how you perceive the other person, you're not thinking about whether or not one of their balls hangs a little bit lower than the other one. You know what I mean? Like, you're just enjoying each other. I know from personal experience, like, I have asymmetrical breasts, and so I was so uncomfortable with the idea of like taking off my bra and, you know, being intimate, and I just forced myself to kind of not even think about it and just be like, you know what, this is who I am. If they don't like it, they don't like it, and we can stop. And when we were done, I kind of like brought up the fact that my breasts are asymmetrical, and he was like, I didn't even notice. And I was like, what? How can you not notice? Like, did you have your eyes closed? Like, what is going on? I'm giggling because I feel uncomfortable talking about this, but hopefully my story kind of shows that when you're being intimate, they just don't care, you know? Like, they're interested in you for you. I don't know if that answers your question, but try not to worry about it too much, and you have to put trust in the person that you're being intimate with, that they aren't going to judge you. Ooh, this one is really interesting. Why aren't men making the same noise as women are about their bodies? I think it has to do with society. A lot of the times I will blame societal norms on the fact that people don't feel comfortable with their bodies, but truly that is what it is. There's a very stereotypical, like, muscular man, and that is the ideal for men's bodies. I hope that in 2019 men are making more noise, showing more body positivity and acceptance. I'm excited for it to happen. I hope that it happens, especially because plus size women are being talked about more in media, and I think there's only room for improvement, truly. How do you have confidence while working out? I struggle. I struggle too. I talked about this a little bit on my Snapchat, how I feel the most vulnerable when I'm working out. It is where I'm wearing tight-fitting clothes, I am sweating, I am heavily breathing, you know, I get a tomato face, I don't feel my best. But at the same time, I'm doing things that I know are going to make me healthy, that are going to help my mental health. I enjoy working out just to be working out. I used to do dance for a large portion of my life, so I've always been active and plus size, and that kind of defies the standard norm of like, oh, you can only be fat and lazy, and you can only be fat and unhealthy, and blah 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 blah. I don't think that you need to have all the confidence when you're working out. You just have to kind of do it, get used to it, normalize it, and then it just feels comfortable. Next question. When you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better? I just let myself be okay with the fact that I'm having these thoughts. I used to kind of repress any kind of negative emotion I had about my body because I was scared that I would go back to eating disorders, or I would go back into depressive symptoms. That is honestly much more scary than just having a bad day, is having the idea that I will only have bad days. This is how I feel right now, but it's not how I have to feel for forever. That is something that helps. And I wrote some stuff down. I do journal a lot when I feel upset, and it helps to write things out so I'm not constantly thinking the same thing over again. I have a very obsessive mind, and so if I don't write things down and get them out, then a lot of times it will just keep on going over and over and over. You get the point. Next question. How do I learn to love my body even if I feel I have every reason not to? Why do you feel like you have every reason not to? I think this is how a lot of people feel, but I just have a follow-up question of like, why do you think you don't deserve to love yourself? Is it because society tells you? Is it because media tells you? Is it because people in your life think that you're being unhealthy and that you need to change yourself to be happy, or for them to be happy about your body? I used to see my body as something that I needed to change or fix, and that would solve all my problems, and that I would finally be happy once I was thinner, and that I wasn't allowed to like my body because some people didn't like my body. I didn't start to like myself until I started to be my own best friend. And if you think about it, you don't make judgments about your best friends. You would never tell them, oh, you look fat today. You have to kind of put yourself in the shoes of people that love you, and how they talk to you should reflect how you talk to yourself. One more question, because I know this is gonna be so long. How do you respond to rude comments from people? I struggle, LOL. Love you. Love you too. Negative comments and hateful comments will always affect me because I'm human, but a lot of the times the comments that I will get from people that don't like me is, you should go work out, you're so unhealthy, and you should lose weight. And kind of what I have as a response to this is, How will pleasing strangers and others help my self-love? The answer is it won't. I should only do things that are going to help me with my self-love, and I should never try to please others because it's impossible. It is literally impossible to please every single person, especially people that don't like you, because they will never be satisfied, and you could change every single thing about you and they would still be unhappy. So why even bother? Like, why bother? I think it comes from understanding that they are hurting themselves, and I think it comes from knowing that even if I change, they would still be unhappy. They would still think I'm promoting obesity and that I live an unhealthy lifestyle. Whatever they think about me, oh well. You know, because I have people in my life that do know my true intentions, that do know that I am a healthy person most of the time, and that I work out and I try to live my life the best way that I can, but I'm not living my life to prove it to other people. I'm just living my life to make me happy. So there you go. That is the last question. I'm sorry that I couldn't answer everybody's questions, but maybe I'll do a part 2 if you guys want. I'm here as a support, and I wish you all the best luck in your journey of self-confidence and self-love. I'm gonna end this video because I'm just gonna keep on thinking of more things to say. So I love you guys so much. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and until next time, bye.